Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Spitball Media Podcast. This is our weekly look at the top entertainment stories that we spit out each and every week on a Thursday night live. My name is John Draper. Joining me is the Prince of Philadelphia, holding it down, holding all that John down. His name is Shaheen. Shaheen, did I use John properly?
Not really, no. But you'll get there. You'll get there soon. What's up, brother?
What's going on? I like that shirt, by the way. It's bad. Can I say, is that the old man print or is that like the skull print? Oh, that's a nasty fucking shirt. Damn. That is nasty. You should wear that to church. And of course, he looks like JD Vance on Ozempic. Mr. Bisho Bryan. Bisho Bryan, every week you look like a different, you look like Tank Abbott's brother, Frank Abbott.
His accountant brother that kept track of all his road expenses and shit. Yeah.
Bisho, you're shrinking in front of everybody. Tell the people, are you on Ozempic or not?
No, I was like the movie driving, my boat through some shit and caught a mist, and now I'm really like 5'3" now. You just can't tell.
Jeez.
I'm on
You're
a booster seat.
Away. You're shrinking away.
Bisho's starting to look like he belongs on the Joe Rogan show, like as a guest.
He looks like a popular streamer. Like he just looks like a guy who's a popular streamer. Like you
look like a right-wing conspiracy theorist that would talk like aliens and all kinds of crazy shit.
So Joe, do you know that 1 + 1 only equals 0, and they've been hiding it from us for no reason forever?
Yeah, so you're getting it down. You'll be on there in no time.
He has an All Lives Matter bumper sticker. He does look like it. He does. Bisho, I am so impressed with your svelte. I cannot believe it. You no longer see my brother. Okay, I'm gonna break the fourth wall. So I didn't know a lot about JD Vance. I've heard of JD Vance. I heard of his book and that he was a politician and blah blah blah. But I didn't really see him. And then when I saw him, I was like, oh, he looks like Bisho Bryan. And I said something to my wife, who was like, oh wow, he kind of does. So then when I said something to Bisho, apparently my brother had already said this to Bisho.
Yeah, brother Joe texted me the other day. He says, hey, did anybody ever tell you look like JD Vance? I'm like, yeah, your brother and sister-in-law just did.
But Bisho, actually, this is like 3 years. This is Bisho 2017-19 JD Vance. Like, you don't look like this guy anymore.
I was going to say, I lost all the weight in the past 3 days since you guys told me that. That's what it was. As soon as you told me that, I just wanted a hunger strike, like fucking Temple of the Dog.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, you look like, what was that baseball player's name? I'm trying to remember. He was on the Padres. He brought in the goatee. Everybody liked him. He was an infielder. He was built like a fire hydrant. I can't remember. Somebody will G-check me in the chat. But listen, if you're checking us out for the first time, thank you. We appreciate that shit. And of course, you don't get the full show. You kind of get a full show, but there's a whole bonus show that happens each and every week all the time, not to mention exclusive shows that only hit our Patreon, which you need to go to patreon.com/Spitball Media. And Shah, for $5, there's just so much John there. I don't know. I tried it.
Yeah, you'll get there by next week, man. I'll teach you behind the scenes.
Teach me behind this offline. You can teach me offline.
Yeah, I mean, $5 isn't even 2 cans of beans anymore. So, give us 2 cans of beans and we'll be happy with that.
Now, by the way, Bisho, if someone sent us in 2 cans of beans, do they get a subscription to the Patreon?
Oh, they would have to at this point. They would have to. I was jokingly saying I'd pay for it, but then we're going to get like 100 fucking cans of beans. And
Yeah, we would donate all of them, by the way.
I'll have to eat them all on air to gain the weight back just so I look like JD Vance.
Bisho, I can't. Bisho, like that shirt, you're swimming in that shirt.
Yeah, dude, all my 2Xs are too big now, and now my XLs fit like my 2Xs used to.
Wait, so you went down a whole from 2X to XL?
Yeah, and in fact, there's a couple larges that I can wear, but they're really tight. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm holding on to some mediums, but I look like an '80s male prostitute when I wear them. Shah, I can't believe Bisho. Maybe the people need to go to the Patreon just so Bisho can have a sandwich.
Yeah, donate $5 a month so you can gain the weight back.
Bisho's not eating until we get another 30 Patreon.
If you give us the cans of beans, he'll eat it on the air, on video, only on Patreon. So
maybe we want the beans. Bean Show Brian.
Is that what they call it? A mukbang? We can have a B show.
I get mukbang every week. I get one every Tuesday at 5:30. It's amazing. You get them, Shah?
I don't think you know what a mukbang is. Do you know what it
No,
is?
there's a muck. There's what they call it's like slightly bruised vegetables. It's called muck.
No. Bisho, what am I saying it right? Is it a mukbang?
No,
What
you're right. It's a TikTok thing where people just
Yeah.
smash, like they'll get like Popeyes and they'll get like everything on the menu and just smash it like crazy.
Oh,
It's just watching people eat for entertainment. I don't understand the purpose of it, but it's a thing.
The noises gross me the fuck out, dude. I can't watch them.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Shah, you're watching these videos? You're crazy.
No, I just know it's a thing. I would throw up watching another person eat.
Well,
on
I kind of
camera.
want to throw up now. But anyway, that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like to watch people eat. I don't like people watching me eat. I'm out. But
John,
Patreon. What's that?
Real quick, there's people like making like millions of dollars doing this, which
but
is
they're gonna
insane.
be dead in 5 weeks. Why? Who spend the money on?
But the state of the world, man, I'm shocked. People are fucking.
Oh, Ken Caminetti. Yeah, B-Show. Look up Ken Caminetti because that's like the classic B-Show look. That's the. B-Show
wish I looked like this dude. Well, until I saw his like mugshot in court.
Well, he got arrested later in life. He was a star baseball player. You know, a lot of the baseball players.
I wish I looked like that dude.
That's what you remind me, B-Show. Yeah, B-Show.
Well, I'm flattered.
Yeah, I forgot what he got arrested for. He was a sick baseball player, great infielder. He's a second baseman, maybe.
Dude, this guy definitely has an All Lives Matter sticker, 100%.
Yeah. Well, listen, go to patreon.com/Spitball Media, $5. Thanks to everybody for contributing. I'm going to drop a sick solo show. Oh, I'm going to say some shit. You're not going to want to miss it, Patreon. I'm dropping coming in hot. I'm going to record it Saturday morning. We'll get it out to you Saturday. But the only way you're going to hear it, the only time you're going to hear it is on the Patreon. Spitball Media. You got to go to patreon.com/spitballmedia.com. B-Show, who's chilling with us tonight? We got some people chilling.
Got Slave Cheeks, Rich Dow, Chris Matthews, Joe Punches. Someone else was in there, but I can't find him. I think that's it for now.
Yeah.
We left them hanging. Oh, Mr. Isaacs just showed up.
And who else do we leave hanging? Sorry.
That was it. Isaacs, Rich Dow, Slave Cheeks, Chris Matthews, Joe Punches so far.
Yeah. B-Show's about to ask us to look at this photograph. That's a good one.
Chad Kroger.
Bean Show Brian. I do like Bean Show Brian. I dig it. B-Show, you know what? If J.D. Vance goes on Ozempic, which he probably won't because they'll lose votes, I'll just call him a B-Show Brian wannabe. That's what I'm going to say.
I mean, absolutely. Who doesn't
So
wanna
listen,
be
people,
me?
we're going to go right into it. We have a ton of trailers we want to get to today. But first off, we got to talk about Longlegs. My gosh, there's so much to cover. Now, we will never discuss any sort of specific plot points here or anything like that to give away the movie. But I want to go to Shah since he did not see it. I saw it and B-Show Brian saw it. Shah, before we say anything on the air, what have you heard from your circle? You're plugged into like a shit ton of horror. So what have you heard from people who've seen it?
Yeah, hopefully I see it on Friday. It's pretty half and half. Either people are saying it's overhyped or they absolutely love it and say it's a film of the year as far as horror. I'm gearing more towards I would probably love it if I see it. Because most of the people that were saying were overhyped was like in the horror movie forums where it's a lot of like just generic horror fans. But people that I'm personally friends with on Facebook, everybody seemed to love it. So okay. I'm guessing I would gear more towards their thoughts than random people on Facebook. But
now, yeah, Shah, I just want to ask you because you're I think you're in a lot more of the horror groups than me and B-Show are in. What are the snooty horror people saying? Are the snooty horror people loving it? Because I feel like the snooty horror people are actually all on board with this one, which is
well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, those are mostly the people that I have on my personal Facebook. So yeah, they're totally in love with it, and I could have told you that last week. I think it's more so the general audience that's kind of like and especially when they were comparing. I don't like it when they start quoting the scariest movie of the decade, and then they start comparing it to Silence of the Lambs. Which I haven't seen it. I'm sure there is some reasons why there's that comparison, but I feel like you do kind of overhype it and you kind of set it to fail. So I hope they stop doing that, man, because every movie fucking did that. Remember, Sinister was saying it's the scariest movie of the decade.
All time, yeah.
Insidious is the scariest movie since The Exorcist. It's like, dude, no, it's not.
Very true. Beaches with Bette Midler and Barbara Hershey. That was considered B-Show a frightening movie at the time because of the "Did You Ever Know You Were My Hero" song,
Absolutely.
or with "Wind Beneath My Wings."
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say that, you bastard.
Yeah, B-Show, I'm gonna put you on the spot. You saw the film. The first thing I want to ask you is: was your theater crowded, or did you see it at an off time? Were you wearing a trench coat? What was your theater experience with the film?
There was probably 12 people in the theater. But it was really random. It wasn't like, usually if I go to a movie theater to see a horror movie, it's a bunch of people in Terror Threads t-shirts, so it's like all the same type of people. But this was like, there was like a mid-50s couple, there was a younger couple that was definitely into horror movies.
Okay.
It was all different types of people, different ages and stuff. Like normal type of people who would just go and see the movie because it's hyped, and there's people that are definitely into horror. So not that many, but kind of a wide range of the people that were there.
Okay, B-Show, I'm gonna let it rip, my friend. You're again, we never blow up movies here like that. You know, they have to be out for a long time. Your personal take on a movie we have been talking about, which by the way, guys, I did a little backlogging. We started talking about this film in the winter. We started talking about this film possibly in January. Shah, I think, was the one who brought it into or there was a trailer without anything. Like, you're like, Nicolas Cage plays a serial killer in this movie. We started talking about this movie in January. It's July. B-Show, your thoughts, please.
I really loved it until I didn't. I think about 70% of the way through the movie, I was really dialed in. And then as plot details started getting clear, I was like, Like, there was too much that I felt like, it almost felt like there was deliberate stuff in the third act that, like, we got to put this shit there so stuff makes sense. But then I don't know. I feel like I did a review, a deeper review on bshowbrian.com, so you can check it out
on your B Show Brian channel, which everyone should subscribe to right now if they haven't already.
But I don't want to spoil anything, so I'll keep it vague here. I really like the style. I really like the look of the film. I like a lot of the artistic choices, like the amber colors, the amber tint that it had. I really like the performances. It just, some of the plot after a certain point kind of lost me. Like, I knew it was going on, but it just was like, really? So that was, I think that's my take on it, is I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I liked it, and I wanted to like it more. And I definitely do think it was overhyped.
Okay. Before I say anything, Shah, I want to ask you a quick question. Did you happen to see the film The Black Coat's Daughter, which is the director Osgood Perkins' previous movie? He is also the son of Psycho Anthony Perkins. Have you seen that movie, Shah? Have you heard of the movie?
Yeah, I actually own it. I didn't know it existed for a long time, and then I started trying to track down all the A24 horror movies that they put out. So I ended up buying every single A24 horror movie they put out. That was one of the ones that I've watched this year. I think I watched it. It's a good movie. I'm not the biggest fan though. Like I prefer, Midsummer and some of the other similar movies that they've done. But
definitely better than maybe even solid horror movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. B-Show, have you ever seen that film?
No. Have not.
It's pretty good. I recommend it. I like it. So let me tell you my experience. So I went and saw it. I was off. So the day after 4th of July. So I went and saw it the Friday. I saw it early in the afternoon. There was a smattering of people at my theater, but it was playing in the main theater. Like, it was being treated as if they knew this was going to make some money. I saw 5 horror trailers before it again. All looked great. All looked really good. I was highly anticipating this film, and I had said on my social media that if this is bad, I'm going to be soul crushed. And I most certainly do not think it was bad. I most certainly don't even think it was good. I think it was a great movie. However, I had problems with the plot. I still have problems with the plot. I did not understand some of the things that were happening on the screen. And I don't know if that's because the visuals, which for people who haven't seen the film, B-Show, help me not ruin this, please. There are almost, dare I say, cutscenes that just stop with like screaming and flashbacks, but not really flashbacks. I mean, what's a delicate way to put this? It's not a linear movie.
They're like flash cuts. They're like
flash cuts. Thank you. Yeah. But very harsh, like very like that. Like, Shah, there's a scene where Nicolas Cage is just screaming in a car, and it's chilling. Like, right, B-Show? Like, I thought that was
what it was. He was singing the song. Yeah, he's singing some 70s rock song. Yeah.
Daddy!
He's like screaming, being crazy.
Shah, scream. No music, no pretext, really. He just was in a store, and now he's going, Mommy! It is
that's
fucked
right,
up.
Yeah, I got to see this. Let me ask you this. So I read some reviews and I saw some screen caps. Apparently, I guess the director used like windows and frames a lot. in scenes.
I like that.
Did you feel like that added like a sense of dread because it was supposed to, I guess, cause some sort of paranoia?
I'll tell you what I loved, Shah, and you've probably seen this many times. And everybody, and again, we're not giving away things here. The driving from behind scenes on these roads, like whether it's her car, his car, like these lonely one-way roads, B-show going to dread.
It's very voyeuristic. There's a lot of long shots where whether she's sitting behind a window or she sees something and the frame starts here and it holds and it slowly pans in and it just gives you the whole movie a feeling like something's watching. So I will say that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's shot. I mean, from a shot wise, holy guacamole and cheese.
Did you understand why they were comparing it to Silence of the Lambs? Like,
no.
Because a lot of people are comparing him to Buffalo Bill. Like, was there similarities as far as the character?
No. I don't think so at all.
No, the only similarity is it's a young FBI agent, kind of a rookie, tracking a serial killer that no one else can find. That's the only comparison I found.
Yeah, she has some connection, but they don't flesh this out early. The connection is like in Silence of the Lambs. Let's say he's stalking Clarice Sterling, like he's stalking her, like he kind of stalks her, right? But he's not trying to hurt her; he's fucking with her.
Yeah,
that's the connection. However, I want to talk about this girl, Shah, because this girl is like the new Scream Queen. We got to pull her up, B-show. She's in everything. I mean,
but Nicolas Cage isn't like cross-dressing or anything like Buffalo.
No, and there's some misconception about that, but it was fleshed out, and I don't want to talk about it because it fucking gives away too much of the movie. I'm just being honest with you. There's a reason why he does what he does, and it's not for trans reasons or cross-dressing or sexual. He wants to. I can't. I'm going to ruin.
Yeah, don't say it because I want to see it for myself.
Yeah, no. Shah, what is this actress? B-show, I'm sorry. What is her name? I can never pronounce her name. She is something, huh?
I keep saying it might be Micah Monroe. I keep saying Maika, and I think I'm wrong.
Micah Monroe.
It's probably Micah. It's Micah Monroe.
B-show, look at this fucking resume.
I know. The one thing that I thought was amazing about her was in the beginning of the movie, she's so, and it's not her, it's her acting, which I thought was great. So don't take this as a slight. She was painfully awkward in a lot of scenes in the beginning. And I couldn't tell if she was supposed to be like Rain Man, like trying to put this puzzle together.
Yeah, is she a genius or is she autistic? Yes.
Yes.
I feel like that's what they wanted us to think.
Yes.
They wanted us to think that she is borderline on the spectrum and she's probably a genius. But I just want to run through some of this. First of all, we're not going to talk too much about plot. This girl is in hot fucking horror movies. I mean, biggies here. The Guest, Shah, and It Follows in 1 year. Remember that year? People were all over these two fucking movies. And she was a principal in both of these films.
Yeah, I caught both of them years later. I'm not the biggest It Follows fan. I like it, but I think it's a little overhyped, to be honest.
I just love the originality of it. It was such a good idea. Yeah. Like that's where I go. And she's also the star of the
sequel coming out this year. So
yeah. Now, have any of us seen The Watcher? Because in 2022, this was on many top lists. It might still be on Shudder, Shot. Are you familiar with this?
No, I don't recall seeing this one. I've seen The Guest though. I like The Guest.
I love The Guest. The Guest is hot.
I think it's a Netflix movie actually.
Yeah, it was a Netflix movie. No, I don't think it was a Netflix. Yeah, I remember ordering it from Netflix and getting it on a disc. Bisho, have you seen The Guest or It Follows or The Watcher? Or Watcher? I don't want to.
No, but I'm familiar with the reputation It Follows has.
Oh my God, yeah, it's culty. And I've seen God as a Bullet. That could have been a brilliant movie. That is directed by the son of Nick Cassavetes. I think is it Nick Cassavetes? It's Nick Cassavetes. Is the son of John Cassavetes. That is a sick movie. If you see the trailer for God as a Bullet, you will be like, I'm watching this movie tomorrow. I guarantee you'll be. If you put this trailer on right now, half the people in this chat, when you see this cast, will be like, I'm watching this movie tomorrow. And then you will be very disappointed. It's a very shitty, kind of choppy movie. But she plays a devil worshipping punk rocker in it, whose daughter is who helps a guy get his daughter back from a death cult, a Satanistic death cult. And Jamie Foxx plays a partially albino amputee who does tattoos for the death cult. Shah, have you ever heard of this movie? It's a crazy movie.
No, this is The Watcher or God is
a Bullet.
Yeah, I got to see this. Sounds amazing.
if you pull up stills of it, I'm telling. If you watch this trailer, the two of you will watch this movie over the weekend. Like it just has. Look at Jamie Foxx.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and he's got one arm. By the way,
he's got vitiligo. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got vitiligo. I don't want to.
Horror movie? What? Is it like an action movie? Or is it a horror movie? What is it?
It's a hard, like a grindhouse. All right, it's based on a famous book, right? And it's based on a true story. That's, by the way, that's her, Bisho. That's her. Look at her.
Wow.
Yeah, Shah. That's the girl from Longlegs, and It Follows, and The Guest. That's her. It is hard. It could have been great. It's maybe okay, but it is hard. It is a Satanistic death cult road movie. That's literally, there is so much death in this movie and violence. And it stars Jaime Lannister from Game of Thrones. So yeah, I think this girl is the new thing. I think she's great. I think she steals the movie. But I have issues with her character, Bisho. I feel like some of this was not fleshed out enough. And if I'm going to be honest with people who've seen the movie, because people will watch the movie, including Shah, and be like, I don't believe you. I didn't understand what happened. I'm just being honest. I almost went and saw it again just because I didn't understand what happened. Bisho, were you all over the plot, or did you have to go back?
I noticed some things about halfway through the movie. Like in the beginning, they're testing her ESP or psychologically or whatever, and she's giving responses to pictures.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I noticed later in the movie, there's a reason why she's recalling him in this way.
Yeah.
But then I noticed halfway through the movie, she's in the captain's office, and one of the pictures she looked at is hanging behind him on the wall.
Oh my God.
I don't know if that was just to fuck with us or what. Like, that's what I'm saying is I think the reason I didn't like it as much as I should have is I felt like they tried so hard to push you in one direction just so you wouldn't get the twist at the end that it was almost like, really?
Yeah, I didn't like the twist at the end either. Sorry. I didn't like it. I thought it cheapened the movie a little bit, to be honest.
I refer to it as a Deus Ex Machina. Like one of those like out of nowhere like, fuck, how do we make this make sense? Oh, this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Now, Shah, this has now become the highest horror grossing horror movie of the year so far. Is that correct?
Well, they said original horror movie. I'm not sure what that means. Does that mean like something that's not part of it?
What was a remake this year? Did we get a remake this year?
Well, we got The Omen.
No,
that's not really a remake though. It's part of the franchise.
That was a prequel, and The Exorcist is in the lineage of the movie.
The Exorcist, that was last year though.
That was last year. Okay, I'm forgetting.
That was last year.
Bisho, where was it at box office wise? I know it had a stellar opening.
According to Bloody Disgusting, opened at 22 million. I'm sorry, no, 11.7. I'm sorry, 22.6 million, surpassing Blumhouse's Night Swim at 11.
Ugh, Night Swim is up.
That's the highest opening for a neon release in the company's history. Blows away Immaculate.
Wow.
Dude, Blumhouse's Night Swim was 11. What the?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. That's just shows you the power.
That's just gross. I just threw up a little bit, dude.
That's pretty terrible. That's pretty terrible. Well, I gotta say, I mean, Joe Punch has seen it. He said the movie gave me creepiness and unnerving moments. Chris Matthews loved Bisho's review. Rich Dow really wants us to play the God is a Bullet trailer. It's so good.
Well, I noticed this too. It says Discussing Film noted that Longlegs had the biggest opening weekend for an independent horror film in the last 10 years.
All right. Well, Shah, you going Friday?
Yeah, man. Neon is letting their nuts drag, dude. They're making some moves.
Yeah, they're not fucking around. They're not fucking around. Listen, I encourage everyone to see it, form your own opinion as time moves forward. Coincidentally, when I record the Patreon show this weekend, which you can only get if you go to patreon.com /Spitball Media for $5 for the month. I mean, it's you get like 1,200 hours of programming there. I am not going to be talking about this at all. Just FYI, I'm just not going to be talking about it. But I think you guys should go check it out. I feel like it's slightly overhyped. I will say this: I liked it better than Maxine. It's probably, as of now, my favorite horror movie, Shah, but I think the bar right now is low because we got so much coming up.
Well, you just mentioned Maxine, so we're kind of doing like a Neon versus A24 comparison. So I think Neon has Cuckoo coming out this year. They had Immaculate and Longlegs. So those are their 3 heavy hitters for horror. A24 has Maxine.
They got others.
The Heretic, and then the Front Room, the one with Brandy.
Yeah, holy shit. The Heretic, the Front Room, and whoa, okay. Let's see what happens, people, at the end.
They're neck to neck now, man. They're, you know.
Wow. Holy shitballs. What a year,
and I
man.
saw a Cuckoo trailer before Longlegs that actually got a little bit more into the plot, and it looks pretty good.
Oh my God. Didn't the visuals of that, whatever that thing is, which is probably, how great did that look on a big screen?
It did.
That looked amazing, right?
It was funny because I'm watching this and toward the end of this movie after
Shah,
I watched
you got to see the Cuckoo trailer on a big screen. It's fucking great.
Almost all of the not all of them, but like a couple of the trailers I was thinking after I watched Longlegs look like they might be better than Longlegs.
Yeah, let me guess. Aliens Romulus.
Mm-hmm.
Speak No Evil.
Mm-hmm.
Cuckoo.
Mm-hmm.
And there was definitely. Oh, did you get a Front Room trailer? I got a Front Room trailer.
I didn't. There was 2 others, but I don't remember what.
I got a Front Room trailer. Yeah. Nice. Can you imagine that shot? You're sitting there and they're going boom, 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 boom. Oh, I got a Heretic trailer. Bisho, did you get a Heretic trailer?
I think I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a Heretic trailer, and the Front Room because they're both Neon properties.
I got done with the trailers and had a cigarette. I was ready to go home.
Dude, it was crazy. Shah, I'm sitting there and I'm like, damn, I want to see all of these motherfuckers.
You guys should see Immaculate, man. I think you guys will dig it.
It's coming soon. Immaculate.
Yeah. It's got a nice twist at the end. It's very different than other.
That's what I heard. I heard that, and I heard it's probably. Shah, let me ask you a question. Is that the best horror movie you saw this year, Immaculate?
Probably. Yeah.
That's what people
so far, yeah, probably.
Okay.
Keep in mind, I haven't seen The Omen or Longlegs or Maxine yet, so I'm assuming it would change once I see those. But
okay. Well, listen, speaking of some of these trailers, we got 2 final trailers that dropped today. The final trailers for 2, which we think will be enormous properties. One of them is Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. They have a completely different trailer that dropped today, which we wanted to play for you. I don't think either one of you guys have seen the new trailer.
Oh, I watched it today.
Oh, you watched it? Okay, Shah, you haven't seen it. So we're gonna play which is coming out, I believe, in September. So this is the final trailer for Beetlejuice Beetlejuice coming out, I believe, September. Here we go.
When you're all driving carpool and banging your Pilates instructors to fill the empty voids in your life, we'll see who gets the last laugh.
My mom grew up here, that old house on the hill.
Wait, the ghost house? Is your mom Lydia Dietz?
Unfortunately.
She's a legend.
The living, the dead. Can they coexist?
All right, Bisha, let's pause this. I don't want to get into it. Okay, right off the bat, this feels very different than the other trailer shot, don't you think?
Yeah, I was gonna say this actually feels like Beetlejuice. The other one I was kind of iffy about, you know.
I think it was more of meant to be a teaser.
Yeah. This definitely.
I'm sorry, God.
No, I was just saying this is definitely doing much more for me than the previous one. This is giving me a lot of hope. It's got the same feel, man. I'm surprised. 30 years later, I mean,
crazy.
You know, the practical effects. You know, that stuff. You know, the miniatures. You could tell when they use miniatures versus, you know, special effects. So I appreciate that.
But Bisha, I love this trailer already so much more than the other trailers. Just like Shah said, it just feels right.
I was gonna say that I like this a lot more than the other one, and I'm actually more excited to see it now. Because before I was settling, I'm like, you know what, if it's okay, it's fine. But now I'm actually looking more forward to this.
And this is they've given us a lot of different visuals here. Robbie, sorry about that, Robbie, but on the replay we did do without giving a spoiler-free review of Longlegs, pal. But we got a bunch of great trailers and some other movie stuff we're hitting up. All right, Bisha, let's continue on with this new trailer, the final trailer, Beetlejuice.
Ghosts aren't real. Only gullible people believe that kind of crap.
I can't believe I'm doing this. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Dude, I love it.
I need you to help me save my daughter. But how do I know that you're going to keep your word?
I swear on my dead mother's soul. Yes. Bob, you and the boys stand guard. Nobody gets through.
Oh, dude. Yeah, this is so much better than the previous.
So much better, right?
So much better. Yeah, this is oh my god, man, my dick's getting a little hard.
This looks so much better. Like it's like I don't even want to think about the other trailer anymore. The other trailer felt like almost a little, like you said, like maybe forced, but almost like just to refamiliarize with you.
Yeah.
Like this looks, I'm sorry, Bisha, I have a much more different interest in this.
The last one felt like a limp dick Blumhouse trailer where they're like, "Oh, hey, look, we have Beetlejuice and we have Delia, and hey, this is the whole movie." Now you're actually getting into what it's about. They're showing a lot of the effects, and I like how you get to see more of Keaton in this one because before they really didn't show much of him. And
I don't think they wanted to be honest with you. I think that was by design. All right, I think we could let this run. You guys think we'll be okay?
We might have to stop one more time.
All right, maybe we'll talk over it a little bit. Just so.
Let's go, honey.
I think that's a BG.
Never seen that shit before in my life or afterlife.
Are you doing this?
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. I'm needed upstairs. Bob, hold down the fort. Spill your guts. Who wants to go first? All right, I will.
Awesome.
I'm willing to do the work.
Stop it one more time.
Stop it one more time. Now, Shah, this might be where where it jumps the shark for you. But remember, these are that style visual, this dream sequence visual, which we're about to see. Remember, you had an issue with this, I think, last time.
Yeah, I think it was pretty bad effects the first time I mentioned it. Yo, I'm all in on the effects so far, though, man. This looks fucking great.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Like this is what I mean by a perfect combination of special and practical effects. Like this is how you're supposed to do it. I feel like, and right when I say that, he's about to ruin it by.
Let's not start sucking at each other's dicks just yet. But so far, B-Show, I feel like even like nothing could kind of ruin this for me. I don't know. It looks great.
I'm in, and the reason I said I liked because they showed more Beetlejuice. In the original movie, he's only in it for like 17 minutes. But like what I wanted to see was that it had the same charm and the same kind of sense of humor, and that's what I'm seeing from this. Okay. So it gave me a lot to go on, and I think I'm sold already.
All right, here we go. Let's see if it jumps the shark for Shah. Here we go.
You're that thing from my dream. Really more nightmare material.
Confronting the unknown, conquering your fears. There's nothing harder. Beetlejuice!
What the f? Thank you all for coming to this special occasion, but right now with like a little privacy.
All right, Shah?
I love all the transitions. I love all the special effects, except the sandworm. I don't know why they shit the bed with that.
I don't know. I mean,
you guys don't see a problem with that though? That looks so bad.
Yeah, but it looks like it's in that Tim Burton sort of vernacular there. Like that's why it doesn't bother me. That looks like one of his staple things. And by the way, Shah, they might. That's from B-Show. Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't that from the original?
I didn't pick up with what you're talking about with
those
the
sandworms. Aren't they from the original?
Yeah, the original had sandworms.
And the original sandworms looked like shit too. It was all stop motion claymation.
Right, but that's different. Now they're choosing to use special effects, so I have a different level that I hold them to. You know what I mean? Like it's
gotcha.
Yeah, they can do a lot more with special effects nowadays than they could fucking
for sure
1980 whatever. You know?
Oh, for sure. But Shah, you're all in though, right? I mean, you're other than a couple of little things.
Yeah, literally just a sandworm. And the sandworm might look good in other scenes. It's just when it's jumping at the screen, that looked really fucking bad.
Okay. Marquise says he can't wait for this. Robbie says this looks like a Tim Burton movie. And Chris Matthews says he's all in. B-Show, where are you at?
Oh, I'm fucking hard. I'm ready to go. I've been waiting for a Beetlejuice movie for 35 years, man.
Wow. I love that Bee Gees song that they used. First of all, I love Jenna Ortega. I think she's just a doll. That girl's a doll. She's something else. But I mean, this is Member Berries on crack, right, Bisha?
Yeah, like they're threading in enough familiar beats, but they're also like I like how they're expanding on the underworld and they're showing like, okay, these are the guys working in the area. Beetlejuice works with them now.
Yeah,
it's like cool shit like that.
I think this is gonna be fun.
Another thing I noticed too, and I know ratings were different back in the day, but I read an article today that said that While the original was PG-13, this one's rated. I'm sorry. While the original was PG, this one's rated PG-13.
Yeah, it looks like he drops an F-bomb, which would be kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie, I think that's funny.
Which he did in the original.
Oh, he
nice
says
fucking model. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Well, I'm on board. I'm ready to go. Joe punches this guy about the sandworms. Robbie says Catherine O'Hara will steal the show. Yeah, she's great. I mean, she's never done a bad thing in her life. That woman, she's something special. But I'm excited. Look, I was kind of like lukewarm about it, and I was like, do we really need this? Now I'm like, okay, yeah, I want to go see this. I want to watch this in a movie theater with people. I want to laugh. I want to get the member berries going. So yeah, let's see where this is the last trailer. So, this is going to have to carry us through the summer. But in the same regard, the final Aliens Romulus trailer, and boy, they are pushing this motherfucker, Shah, big time. They will be releasing the Xenomorph popcorn bucket holder. Bisho, can we grab the visual for that? Because for people who haven't seen that yet, it's so fucking impressive. This is the new thing now. We're probably gonna get a Terrifier popcorn holder. Like, there's gonna be popcorn holders for everything. All right, Shah, have you seen this yet?
No, that looks great though.
Look at it.
That looks pretty decent quality for. That's not what I was expecting.
They're like $20 though when you go and get them.
Dude, that's worth $20 though. I think they did one for Ghostbusters as well.
They did a slime, I think with slime, something to do with slime.
It was like
Dune,
right?
Dune had an egg, I think.
Dune had the thing that you put your dick in. Remember we thought people were fucking it. For the Shia Lude there. This, I think you could turn this into a bong, possibly, Shah. Is there any way we could smoke out of this?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend smoking out of plastic, but somebody else can try it out. Let us know. Actually, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah,
you'll probably get cancer.
This would be fun. Bisha, I could see you buying that shit.
I'm cheap, but yeah, that'll be cool. Even as like go home, clean it out, set it on the fucking bookshelf with the rest of my stuff. I'll do that. Yeah,
it's a good investment too. These will be $150 on eBay as soon as the movie
save it for sure.
They won't have enough.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, this will probably sell out the opening weekend, and that'll be that. But I got to tell you, I've seen maybe about 8 movies this year in theaters, probably more than that. 90% of them had that shortened Aliens Romulus trailer that's been going around for a couple of months, including the movies I just saw this weekend. Longlegs and I forgot I was going to talk about the Costner movie. If we have time, maybe I'll mention it in the post. But I did go see the Costner Western, and I have some feelings about that movie. It was 3 hours, and it's part 1 of 4. The Costner Western. Well, I had no power, and I didn't have the mental. When I was wondering where I was going to sleep, I didn't want to go see a horror movie. I didn't want to go see Longlegs. I wanted to see like something that was. I wanted to stay in air conditioning for 3 hours, so I saw the Costner movie.
You're afraid you're going to lay down in the dark and hear, "Hey, it's the almost birthday boy."
So the new Aliens Romulus trailer dropped, and by the way, for people that aren't familiar with this, there is an Aliens spin-off TV series coming from Noah Hawley. But there's no trailer for that yet. I forget what that's called. That's going, I believe, to Hulu, if I'm not mistaken, or Peacock. We got to G-check me on that. Anyway, this is the final trailer for Aliens Romulus.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Nice shot there. Look at that guy.
There she is.
You want to break in and steal highly regulated equipment.
This could be our only ticket out of here. Should be in and out in 30 minutes.
Welcome to the Romulus Space Station.
Okay, is that supposed to say mother?
This place gives me the creeps.
Can we pause? I don't want to get striked here.
Yeah.
So we now have an idea, Shah, of what the plot point is. Now, I believe if I'm correct, this takes place after Aliens. Yes or no? Did we look into that, guys? I thought we did.
I think it's between Alien and Aliens.
Between Alien and Aliens?
Yeah, the only two that really matter.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. But there's like 4 other ones. So and a series coming. B-Show, can we able to just to verify that real quick? Because it might have something. There might be something that comes up in this trailer that I just want to. But I do want to get your guys' take on these shots, because I feel like the visuals of this are pretty strong. We have not seen a Earth movie with thousands, like a version of a planet with a lot of people on it in any of these movies before, if I'm not mistaken, B-Show, right?
Sorry, I was looking up. Yes, takes place between Alien and Aliens.
Thank you, Punches.
And then the
on that.
TV series is called Alien Earth.
Yes, Alien Earth. Thank you. That's Alien Earth. I don't know when that goes in the history there, but
basically, it looks like this crew is going to explore the Nostromo after all the shit goes down.
So, oh wow, okay. I like the visuals so far.
They look fantastic, and the thing I liked about some of the space stuff is they pull back and everything looks small. So not only does it have scope, but they're able to hide some of the graphic issues that you may have.
Looks lonely. It looks like a lonely place.
Well, if you remember, the director mentioned he used barely any special effects. So a lot of this,
he said it was almost all practical, almost.
Yeah, a lot of this is part of the set design.
Fuck, dude. Shah, what are you thinking so far with some of these ancillary kind of scenes? I think it looks almost like a Blade Runner.
I mean, dude, just look at this shot right here. You don't get this from special effects. I'm sorry, you just don't.
Oh, you got to build this.
Yeah, you don't. You just don't. It doesn't look this good. You know,
you got to build it. You got to build it. And of course, we're fans of this director. I think we've all agreed we're fans of this director. His remake of Evil Dead is, oof, it's not an easy watch. Let's see where they take us on this final Journey trailer. We may have to stop again, but again, we don't.
What the hell is this?
I don't know.
That one thing right there, that was special effects. You can tell.
Yeah.
So was it.
What the fuck was that?
I love how the creatures have a weight to them. They don't.
Yeah. Plop.
Yo!
Stop playing around, man. Just get up.
I'm not playing around. There's something in the water.
There's something in the water.
There's just something in the fucking water.
There's something in the fucking water. I'm bro. Love it. Love it.
Run.
This is the scene I saw.
Are you alright?
Navarro! I don't know what to do!
Here we go.
Whatever comes, we'll face it together.
Let's go.
Impact event in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Jesus Christ. We got a month to wait. Okay, Shah, are you going to the theaters?
Yeah, I'm sold on this, man, especially since it's rated R. I'm definitely sold on this because yeah, this feels like it should be part of the franchise. It feels fitting. You know what I mean? Some of the other ones, you could tell the difference between how much effort they actually put into them.
Yeah.
This you can feel some passion behind the lens, man. This is I'm impressed with this one as well.
Yeah. B-Show, I know you're going to see this in a movie theater.
Oh yeah, you have to. There's certain I probably could have seen Longlegs on TV, although some of the visual choices were really nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad I saw it in theater. This one, it's just big and epic and gross and nasty, and I just really want to see it on a 50-foot screen, dude.
Now, I think I will absolutely see this in the theater, but I have to say, it's now becoming obvious that I need to see this in IMAX. Right, Shah? I mean, I feel like this is worth shucking out some shekels, and throwing the IMAX money in there. Don't you? I mean, my God, look at, especially now it's mostly practical.
Yes, this and Beetlejuice. If Beetlejuice gets IMAX, I'm not sure if it does or not, but
I'm sure it will.
Both of these, I think, definitely would. Yeah, I think both of these would definitely benefit off of it. Last IMAX movie I saw was Beau Was Afraid, so it's been a while.
I'd like to see that in IMAX. Yeah. Oh, John JLD, thank you. And thanks for hanging out with us, sir, Mr. JLD, about my power being back on. I'm completely convinced this is going to be a banger, guys. Robbie saying, I have to wait a month to see this. Yeah. I want to see this. I don't want this ruined for me. I feel like this could reboot this franchise in a big way. I'm excited about the TV show because I like Noah Hawley. He's kind of a hit or miss guy with some of his projects there. I liked his Legion TV show quite a bit. But I'm in. I'm excited to check this film out. Chris Matthews brings us the face huggers. Shah, this is the first time we've seen the face huggers like really interact with a body and a mouth like that, you know?
Yeah, I was afraid they weren't going to show like the grown aliens, and they were just going to show us like the little sperm ones.
Yeah, the face huggers.
They look good both ways, man. I mean, I'm very impressed with the way they pulled it off, because I'm not the biggest Aliens fan. Like I'm really not.
I figured you would love Alien and Aliens. I figure Alien might be in your top 10. No, Alien.
Maybe definitely top 15. I don't know about top 10.
Well,
I grew up loving it though. Like I bought all the action figures and shit. Like I used to have a big collection of it. I feel like Alien 3 left such a bad taste in my mouth.
You hate it.
I fucking hate that movie. It's so bad. But I mean, I got to give them some credit, because during the, I think it came out in the 90s. Back then, I mean, the special effects, they could
late 90s. Yeah, I think late 90s, right, B? 97, 98.
That might have been Alien 4, Alien Resurrection.
Oh, wow. There's that many in the 90s?
I think this was, Resurrection was
They made
Alien
3 for between 90 and 2000? They made 3? No, they made 3 Alien
Alien
movies
was what, 1985, 1984?
Alien is like 83, 84.
Yeah, so 83, 2 is like 85, 86, 3 is probably 90.
No, 2 is like 88, 89.
Yeah, so 3 is probably 90, 91.
Yeah.
If only there was
Resurrection
a
is late 90s.
Hold on.
If only there is a way that we could figure out when these
1992.
Aliens?
No, Alien 3, 1992.
Alien 4 came out when?
Late 90s, Resurrection.
Yeah.
97? I'm going to say 97.
Something like that.
That's when, 1997.
I guess that I didn't know it was 97. All right. So we're excited. I mean, we're absolutely excited. Now, listen, I wanted to play this trailer because this director, you may not be familiar with, but there's a really fascinating movie. We've talked about it maybe on the post show that came out a few years ago that was like an indie darling. It was called The Florida Project. Shah, do you remember when that came out? It was probably about 5 years ago, 6 years ago?
I think a little longer than that.
Okay. So the tenet of this movie, for those of you not familiar with it, is that there was mostly real people in the movie that were living maybe 20 minutes outside of Disney World in welfare hotels, like hotels that were slotted for homeless people and the absolute poverty. And this movie was Shah, is this the first A24 movie?
No, the first one was Spring Breakers.
Oh, okay. That's Wild One too. This is a phenomenal movie. I mean, Shah, this is just honestly, as far as independent films go, this is probably one of the better ones you could see.
No, I totally agree with that. Honestly, this would make a great double feature with Spring Breakers. Different tones, but both have that Florida, double feature for A24. But yeah, I mean, like the color schemes in this film, all the pink and purples, like. Yeah,
a lot of sadness to it though.
I feel like this should be part of the Criterion collection. This feels like one of those type of movies.
B-Show, this is literally like if aliens came to Earth and said, "What's an independent movie?" Like I think this and Kids, I would show the aliens. I mean, B-Show, I'm sure you've heard of it. You've heard of this before, right?
Not until you guys spoke about it. No.
Yeah. So this is by a director named Sean Baker. I saw a movie he made about like a trans prostitute that was very popular one night on TV that he made. He likes to tell stories about like sex workers and stuff like that. He's an interesting guy, but
he's doing. Is it the Aurora movie or whatever?
Yeah, this is what I was gonna jump to the Aurora. Aurora just won the Palme d'Or at Cannes. For those of you not familiar, the Palme d'Or at Cannes is, Shah, maybe the highest honor any film could win. Right? There's no getting around it.
I'm honestly not too familiar with.
Well, it's the top prize at Cannes. There's no.
Yeah, Cannes is like it makes movies. So if it's top tier of that, then yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like Pulp Fiction won the Palme d'Or.
Oh really?
Like, yeah, So if you want to look at the history of the Palme d'Or, it's the creme de la creme. So this movie was shot in Brooklyn about a sex worker. It stars a girl. Her name is Mickey something. I know her. She had a big role in, not a big role, but she was in a TV show that was on FX about a mother and a daughter. I can't remember the name of it, but I liked it. It was the woman B show who does Bobby Hill's voice. She does a lot of, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I think she also was in one of the recent Scream remakes. She was in like the one with
yeah, she was.
Jenna Ortega.
Was.
Yeah.
We should pull her name up. This girl's probably going to get nominated for an Academy Award. You could just tell. Her name is Mickey something.
Mickey Madison.
Yeah. Cute look. Like she has a very like I mean, she's got a look, but she had a pretty decent part in Shah, the Quentin Tarantino movie.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And she was in Scream. She was a principal in Scream. Her TV show was called Better Things. I don't know much else about her. She's the star of this movie. She plays a Brooklyn prostitute who you're not going to get too much from you're going to get a decent amount from this trailer. But Bisho, do we have the trailer? I know I sent it to you guys.
You did. I'm looking for it. I got all the links.
The trailer's hard to find, but I'm intrigued, Shah, because of this director and because this won the Palme d'Or. So we're going to play this trailer for you now. It's a crazy looking movie.
This is one of the other ones they played before Longlegs when I
Yo,
to see it.
did you pick up milk?
Oh, this is Neon too.
Yeah.
Do you see milk in the fridge?
No.
And I didn't pick up the fucking milk.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You don't have cash. Let's go to the ATM.
We could go chill out in a private room.
I got a kid who wants someone who speaks Russian.
My Russian is terrible. I can't even roll my R's.
No.
Я просто хотел тебе предложить.
Ты хочешь
быть эксклюзивно со мной?
Yeah, I've heard of Red Rocket.
15.
So she meets this Russian kid
Cash up front.
who pays her to be his girlfriend. I mean, that's what this looks like.
But they get married.
But shot,
right?
I love the way this is shot. This is totally shot to film. You could tell in 2 seconds, right? I mean,
yeah, this guy reminds me of Yorgos Lanthimos a lot. Not because his shooting style is the same, but the subject matter is always very similar. You know, Yorgos kind of does like
sexuality.
Yeah, sexuality and like weird incest shit and all these taboo subjects that nobody really wants to ever talk about.
Which is what Sean Baker does, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this guy kind of has the same taste in film.
Yeah. B-Show, this looks gritty, right? Like it has a gritty, like dirty feel to it.
Yeah, I remember like they played this before Longlegs. I'm like, wow, this looks really fascinating.
You're right, they did, B-Show. Thank you. Yeah.
But
okay, so
yeah, let's keep going because they do give some details. I think
takes
they get
a turn.
married.
It takes a turn.
Yeah.
Deal.
She's a cute kid, this kid. She's got
Deal.
some, you can tell.
If I get married to an American, I wouldn't have to go back to Russia.
Okay, so we should marry.
And you, Nora, take this.
He marries the prostitute.
Да я был с ним 2 недели назад буквально. Он не женат.
Well, you did tell them, right?
Иванжан, открой дверь, пожалуйста. Надо разговор.
Vanya, what the fuck?
Ты женился на ней? Да.
What the fuck is going on here?
Они написали, что она проститутка, блядь.
Like, what do you do to get all of this?
I am telling you, you do not know this guy.
Vanya?
It's a fraud marriage, and we're getting in an old ASAP.
My fucking God.
Be a fucking man and talk to me. Me go fuck myself, me fuck myself, you go fuck yourself and your fucking mother, motherfucker!
So it seems that she marries a Russian mobster son, and then hilarity ensues, Shah. But that I love the you know, Shah, it reminds me of a Safdie Brothers movie or like a Harmony Korine movie.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. Or like Larry Clark a little bit.
Larry Clark, yeah, kids. It has that vibe. I bet you this is filthy. I bet you this has fucked up sex scenes like crazy in this movie.
Not to suck the dick of A24 and Neon on a weekly basis,
but my God,
like, dude, they're really keeping cinema alive. Like, in my opinion, for my taste, I understand there is, the bigger budget movies, but for what I like giving these directors and artists like the platform to have artistic freedom to do whatever the fuck they want. That to me, man, I respect it so much that they let them make these movies and actually get behind. I mean, Neon, they just signed this YouTuber. His name is Chris Studman. He's like,
you mentioned that. Can you flesh that out for people who don't know what that is?
Pull up Chris Studman real quick.
Now, this is a very popular YouTuber or not so much?
Super popular. No, super popular.
Like super big. Okay, so he's over.
Yeah. He's one of like the main, YouTube reviewers when it comes to film. So he's been doing this. He's been doing YouTube for like, I don't know, almost 15 years or some shit. He's been around for a while.
Not easy.
Yeah, and he wanted to be a director, and I mean, I've been following him for years. So seeing him go from like reviewing every movie to now directing a movie and Neon.
So you're saying this is going to happen for us like in a year?
We're not quite there, but
okay.
This guy's got 2 million subscribers.
Yeah,
but yeah, dude.
Yeah, but was his brother on the Hardcore Legends trading card series? No. Is his brother Kevin Castle? No. Sorry. So what is? So he got
and
hired
he hit up
by
Sabu to play video games? No.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. He hasn't played video games with Sabu.
Yeah,
he doesn't look like JD Vance. He's not going to be the next vice president.
Is he going to be the vice president? No. Wow, Shah. So what is this? So what is he going to do for Neon?
I mean, he hasn't even released a trailer or anything, so very little is known about the film, but it's already shot. I think it's coming out next year, and it's going to theaters. So, like, I mean, good for this fucking guy.
I heard of this guy. Bisha, did you hear this guy prior to Shah bringing him to our attention?
No, and I'm very happy for him. This is like Shah said before, living the dream. But like, what was his bridge between doing YouTube and doing a fucking movie for A24? Like, I'm trying to figure out how he got there.
Well, it's Neon, but
sorry.
He always wanted to be a director. Like ever since, I mean, you can go back 10 years on his videos, and he was making like little student films and putting it on YouTube. So he's always wanted to do that, and I think him just loving film, he just reviewed films, and I think it got him on the map and got some attention. And I guess he did a fundraiser. They raised like 150,000, 200,000 or some shit.
Wow. Jesus.
For his movie, crowdfunded it.
And we know nothing about this film. Nothing has been.
No, not that. I mean, I'm sure he's probably had some stuff. I don't watch him like on a daily basis or anything.
Okay.
He's very politically correct nowadays because I can tell he was starting to make some connections because he stopped reviewing movies that he didn't like.
He switched. Yeah.
So all his reviews are now positive. There's nothing that he used to shit on.
So he's like doing like a Fightful thing, in other words. Like
he's just
movies. Okay.
Yeah, Shelby Oaks. That's what it is.
Oh, I've heard of this. Yes, I've heard of Shelby Oaks.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did that movie.
That's his movie.
That's his movie.
No trailer yet. We don't have a trailer yet. When we get the trailer, Chris Matthews is saying he already subscribed to his channel. Wow.
Keith David's in this movie.
Yeah, Brandon Sexton III. He's in a lot of stuff I've seen anyway. So is, by the way, Michael Beach is in a ton of stuff.
I'm happy for him though, man. This guy was like, he's genuine, like a really nice guy.
And it looks like he put in like some small people. Like it's not like some big Hollywood production here. So it looks
I mean, it was crowdfunded. So
well, good for him. And we'll be checking this movie out for sure. I'm gonna save this Pope trailer for next week because I did want to talk about this because it's an interesting story. And again, I want to stress. No matter what happens in the next few months, and we've reiterated this several times, but I think it bears repeating, especially in the last week. We are not deviating from entertainment news in any facet, whether it's, we might talk some wrestling a little bit here and there, generally no, but there's so much going on in media right now, in entertainment media. But I did want to touch on this story a little bit before we head over to Patreon, because I thought it brings up some interesting things and it crosses kind of a lot of boundaries. So obviously I'm not going to be an asshole here. There was an assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump, and it was unsuccessful. And it was a very sort of polarizing day in a lot of ways. And But it kicked off sort of a media frenzy that sped into the entertainment world because the majority of people in entertainment, no shock, are left-leaning Democrats, progressives who have been very adamant in their admonishment of the previous Trump administration and a future Trump administration. And over the weekends, Jack Black and Kyle Gass, actors, comedians, their band Tenacious D, were in Australia. And this is probably one of the biggest entertainment stories easily of the week. So I did want to talk about it for a few minutes. They played a concert in Australia. It was Kyle Gass's birthday. Kyle Gass, if you know him as one of the guys in Elf. That's really, he's in Tenacious D. He hasn't done that much, really, honestly. But Jack Black is a lower tier A-lister, as far as I'm concerned. And they had a cake, and then his birthday wish was that the shooter didn't miss. Now, at the time I saw this on Sunday, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It seemed a little like douchey because the guy did almost get shot, and it's it's a very touchy situation. But boy, Shah, I was not expecting what happens afterwards. Some political people in Australia demanded they be kicked out of the country for encouraging a murder of a political figure. And subsequently, Jack Black not only apologized, but they canceled their entire tour. Kyle Gass was fired by his management company, and it looks like the band might be done. Their relationship might be over. Now, without getting too crazy here, Shah, we've talked about cancel culture on the show many times. We've talked about politics many times. But in the terms of entertainment, in an environment where this has been, many people have done this before. Many people did this in 2016, whether it was Madonna, whether it was Kathy Griffin holding up a severed head. What was your reaction to the reaction of what happened to Jack Black and the capitulation, which we have not seen like this ever before? The apology, breaking the band up. I just think it's a little much, if not a lot much. What's your take on this?
Yeah, I think it's definitely an overreaction. Was it tasteless? Yeah, absolutely. I was never a Trump fan. I don't like Biden. I don't like Trump. Yeah, but I don't wish the guy to die. Yeah. I think it's pretty gross to do that, to be honest with you. And again, he's kind of a piece of shit. Like, he probably would do the same thing and laugh at a lot of people that would die. Yeah, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that I should want him to die. But you also got to keep in mind that he didn't actually get shot in the head. Like, his ear lobe got blown off, So if he was actually shot in the head,
a failed assassination attempt,
right? But there's levels to the disrespect. Like, if he was in ICU because he actually got shot in the head and he might not be making it.
It was on like a breathalyzer, and
right. This would be a lot worse than it is. You know what I mean?
So do you think that's the reaction people had, was on par with him being on death's door, not being up and running the next day, practically? Like, in other words, do you think people acted like he died or almost was murdered? Like almost was, like, you know what I mean? Is that fair?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at, is that people are, over exaggerating a little bit, just because, he of course, it was super scary, but he's not seriously injured. You know what I mean? It's not like a life or death situation. It could have been, absolutely. Yeah, but, for sure. In reality, he's fine, But it is tasteless, though. Like, they should know better than to do. Plus, as a business person, they should know better that not to divide their crowd. Like, if I was a fucking artist, I'm going to try my hardest not to talk politics unless something is happening where I feel like my voice needs to be heard and I need to use my platform. But otherwise, I wouldn't take that opportunity to make fucking jokes at concerts, knowing everybody's going to get it on camera and I'm going to be viral for all the wrong reasons in 10 minutes. So he's a little dumb, to be honest with you. He's a little stupid.
Yeah, it was stupid, but the reaction, I think, now is the story.
Yeah,
like the overreaction. B-Show, your thoughts? Again, we're not trying to talk too much politics here, but this is a very interesting thing. This is a turning point in entertainment, as far as I'm concerned.
Like, I don't get the big, oh my God, we need to shut everything down and kick him off the island. Like, I don't get that. Like, it's so strange that. I get, look, maybe Jack Black, I think I said this to you guys offline. If there's one person, if they said, all right, which one of these celebrities, if the Illuminati was real, really did a blood sacrifice to become famous, as talented as Jack Black is, I would say Jack Black.
I like him quite a bit, but I get that he's not like, a can't miss talent.
Yeah, but he's had so many, like he's been in his band, he's been in so many movies, and he was just fucking Bowser. He was on Star Wars.
He's fucking Bowser. You're right.
And I think he's probably, it's probably from that standpoint, I can understand him distancing himself from it, which I don't know. You're friends with somebody for 30 years and they make a comment like that and you're going to throw them under the bus. That's fucked up.
It's very weak.
Yeah.
It's
However,
a weak thing to do.
However, I have it on authority from someone who opened for Kyle Gass one time. He went back into the dressing room just to grab his guitar and he was just like, hey man, big fan. I just came to grab my guitar. I'm not trying to bother you. And Kyle Gass was a fucking asshole.
He seems like a douchebag.
Acted like a prima donna, like he was this big star. So just pulling it out of thin air, maybe this wasn't the first time he's been an asshole. And maybe they just were like, all right, fuck it. This was the line. I have no proof of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is fucking weird, man. This is
weird.
like this is like the Disney firing Gina Carano shit.
Yeah,
except it's to one of their own.
Yeah, she's kind of an asshole, but she shouldn't lose her job. I mean, like it's just and I think we're all on the same page here. It was dumb. It was a stupid thing to do, but your life shouldn't end for stupid things. Like we have to, and this spurred so many other problems that now regular people for doing similar things are losing their jobs. And I understand that this was a tactic other people have used in the past, whether it's a 17-year-old girl not getting a scholarship because she made a TikTok in 8th grade with a soft N-word in a rap video, just singing lyrics, and now she can't go to college 4 years later. I think that's insane too. But this bothers me, not because of politics, but because there's no, we're wiping the slate clean with recompense. In other words, and again, it has nothing to do with being a fan or not a fan of Jack Black or a Republican or a Democrat. To me, Shah, this is about, I thought it was okay to be a dick and apologize, and then we get to move on, as long as it wasn't something so terrible, right?
Well, the confusing part to me is, so most people that are offended by this, I assume, are probably more on the conservative side, right?
Yeah.
Those are the same people that also want to protect freedom of speech. So this comes with freedom of speech.
It's
you know
weird.
what I mean?
Yeah, it's a slippery slope.
And again, nothing against the conservative. Honestly, more day by day, I start to get more conservative myself. You know what I mean? So I'm more in the middle now.
Middle age, guys. I didn't want to say it, but you are getting both a little closer to the big four.
Yeah, so it's I think it's the purple hair people, man. I've had a bad experience with the purple hairs, So.
And we all have at some point. And again, listen, this is not to have a political conversation. In the context of art, where you have three people who talk about art with each other every day in some form or another, when you see, to me, the thing is the fact that we're not huge Jack Black fans or Tenacious D fans, B-Show, and this bothers us is the thing, right?
I am a fan of Tenacious D. I like Tenacious
I don't dislike them. I don't, but you're not running to a concert tomorrow.
No. I want to ask you guys a question, and this may be conspiratorial. Do you think
Drew Yari is sexy? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
sorry. Drew Yari just joined in.
Do you think that there's a lot of people in Hollywood that legitimately believe the hype that Donald Trump is going to go after people that say shit about him and they're scared and this is a protection move? How far a stretch is that?
I don't think that's a stretch at all, but I don't know what you can really do, honestly. The Dixie Chicks said The Dixie Chicks said when George Bush's approval rating was 86%, they said they were ashamed he was the president. And they got kicked off of some radio stations and got some death threats, but they got even more popular and bigger than ever before. And then the climate changed, right? So, you can, there's really little he could do if he becomes president.
But I think there's people that think that he's going to not to get political, but there's people that think that he's going to rewrite everything and become a dictator and go after people.
It's not going to
happen. Gina
Carano checks and balances. It would have happened in this country 7 or 8 times if it could before that.
But I'm saying this is how people think when they're
it's
deluded.
Weird.
Gina Carano went after Mark Hamill this week.
Well, he went after her. He's kind of a douchebag. Let's be honest.
He posted something about Trump and the the RNC, and she went after him, like tore him an asshole on Twitter, and then threatened like, "Oh, are you like you kept track of our stuff? We're keeping track of yours."
Yeah,
it was really threatening.
It's becoming and it's becoming shot. Like what's happening is now you have Hollywood people and comedians and pundits doing this, and it's like crabs. Like, it's just, and I like to eat crabs. I've never had crabs. Thank God. I don't know how that's possible, but I never had crabs. But it's like crabs. It's just like everybody's going to start pinching each other. But to me, the thing that bothers me is that all I think Jack Black and Kyle Gass needed to do was to sit down and go, look, that was a dick move. We know it was stupid. We would never want this to happen. If anyone who knows us in real life knows we're anti-violence. We make dick joke songs and we're in fucking stupid comedies. We will never do something like that again. And we apologize to Trump and his family and anyone we offended. I think it would have been over. I'm just being honest. I think it would have ended right then and there. Don't you?
Yeah. Again, no, I totally agree with you. I think Jack Black is kind of a dick though for doing this.
Yeah.
I feel like he turned his back on his friend, man. I mean,
there's a lot of layers to this.
Yeah, because and he should know that that other guy needs Jack Black a whole lot more than Jack Black needs him. So to kind of leave him hanging like that because of one comment, it's kind of a selfish move. And I'm not sure how much Jack Black is going to do in his future. Like as far as acting, I don't know how much this is going to impact him. I haven't seen him do anything recently. So,
well, he did the tour. This is like his fun thing he does for the I mean, he's fucking Bowser, yo. I mean,
that's true.
Super Mario 2's
it's coming out. $1 billion fucking movie. That's a franchise
2026.
now.
It's coming out. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got to. You think he wants to lose that gig for fucking? You know how much money he might have got on back end for that movie? I mean, B-Show, I don't like that he threw his friend under the bus. I don't like that he had to throw his friend under the bus. I don't like any of this. I think all of it is dumb. But at the end of the day, why couldn't they just sit down and break kayfabe and go, listen, we make dick joke songs and fucking songs about fuck her gently. Like, we're look at us. We're fat. We're older guys. Like, this is the jokes. Like, this is, because at the end of the day, these are comedians getting canceled for jokes. Right?
Yeah, that would be like, let's say one of us made a comment that someone found offensive and then we wrote you off the fucking show. Like, that's bullshit. I would not do that. It would have to be something so egregious that we were like, hey, dude, that we just can't do that.
Yeah,
I can't think of what you guys would say.
It would be me, and I would just apologize.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's because it's our sense of humor or how we all came up, but like, you'd have to say something pretty fucking offensive for me to want to write you off like that.
I'll say this: there was one time in particular. I'm not going to rehash it, but there was a couple of things I said on Soup that hindsight I wish I did not say. Not because like backlash, but because it said it in the moment, and it wasn't a process salient point. It was a quick reaction thing, right? And I'm so sick of people disappearing for being assholes when, everybody's an asshole. Shot. Like, I don't know anybody who's not an asshole sometimes. And like, why can't we have this grace for people who really mean it? I don't know. Look, they probably don't mean it. They probably really hate Trump's guts and want him to be shot, and they want to work again. I don't discount that, right? I don't discount that. But this is the same way I feel when I see a lot of musicians, for random reasons, throw themselves behind causes with no pretext. It's pandering. But, we created, if we didn't react like fucking morons every time somebody said something we didn't like, they wouldn't have to do this, right, Shah? I mean, whether it's a wrestler, a comedian, an actor, a director. I mean, my God, this is a nonstop canceled parade.
Yeah, it's funny that the cancel culture. See, I used to think like everything came in cycles, and I was hoping by now history would kind of repeat itself, and we'd be like in the attitude era again.
Yeah.
Cancel culture does not seem like it's going away anytime soon, man. I don't think it's going to go away for at least the next decade. So,
no, it doesn't.
Careful what you say, man. Especially with us, people that do any kind of content, podcasting, streaming.
Yeah,
you're doing this for hours and hours and hours, man. There's chances are some things are going to slip up, and all you need is somebody to clip it, and for the rest of your life, you could be blackmailed. So.
Yeah. I mean, I'm tired of like, I don't even care. Like, I don't care what they said. It was stupid. I'm not going to their concert anyway. I'm not voting for anybody. I don't care. My life is. I don't put a team jersey on like those days. So I never was in those days anyway. You know what I'm saying, B-Show? But at the end of the day, I would like to protect the idea that you could say stupid shit. And then if people don't like it, they could choose with their dollars to say, I'm not going to go see that person, or I don't like that person.
Well, then maybe that's the thing. Maybe Jack Black is just so afraid someone's going to take a single nickel out of his pocket and not come and see Tenacious D or not support him because of shit he says.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see that. But, like, I know a Trump supporter who heard about this and were like, what a bunch of fucking pussies. Like,
yeah,
why
it is very pussy. It's very pussy. It's very beta. I will say this, at the end of the day, and then we're going to move on to Patreon. I think we all could use a little bit of a break. I think you should find things that you think are fun and talk with people that you like about that and debate ideas rather than fight with people. Shah and I and B-Show have had wrestling fights with strangers for what feels like centuries. And that's just putting it mildly. It's just awful. Some of the things we've had to endure for wrestling opinions or talking about people. And that we always thought that was crazy. Now it's like jokes. Now it's like video games. Now it's like, whether or not the boys went too woke. I can't. It's frying my brain. Chill out. Take some edibles. Watch some cool movies. Rub one out. And I'm telling you, you will not care about any of this anymore. I really, really, really believe this. Because Shah, dare I say, like you and I, like 4 or 5 years ago, we were probably more political than we are now, for sure, right? In certain aspects, I think maybe way less now than we were 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, I don't. A lot of my views have started to change on a lot of things. But I'm less political than ever, though, and I don't think I'll ever be political in my life. Because I dislike extremism on both sides so much that I can't ever relate to one side completely. So yeah, it doesn't play a big part in my life, especially since we stopped doing the show. That was the only time in my life that I was really, gearing towards political news or anything like that. Like right now, dude, I haven't watched the news since we stopped doing the show. I don't give a shit. Oh. Nothing's gonna change, man. Like it's just it is what it is, dude. I feel like so many people. They become so dedicated and obsessed.
Yeah.
Politics, conspiracy theories, and all of this shit that it becomes their identity, and then nothing changes, and then you reflect back and you're like, dude, for the last 12 years, I was screaming MAGA and there was no change and nothing happened. I would feel like I wasted a lot of time doing that. So instead of investing my time into that, I'd rather watch movies. I'd rather go jack off than do that. Like,
rub one out. I'm telling you,
it's not for me. You know.
Yeah. Or you could be like B-Show and take some Ozempic, and you could start looking like a switch hitting middle infielder, from the San Diego Padres in 1997. Listen, we have a shit ton we want to get to. Patreon people, just a quick reminder, we will remind you on the Patreon, you got to get your questions in for the July Q&A. I'm going to be dropping a banger episode. Oh, I'm going out there. I'm going to say
I want to know what you're talking about now. You got me fucking on the hook there.
It's basically going to be it's going to do chronological B-Show through the years. We're going to start with the J.D. Vance years, the Ken Caminetti years, and now you kind of look like a left-leaning country singer. I feel like that's what you're kind of looking like.
Oh, geez. Like a Chris Christopherson type?
Yeah, all lives don't matter to me. I got to give you a good country name, B-Show. I'm going to find you a country name. And B-Show, you're getting a little gray. You're getting a little.
I'm getting a lot gray. You guys can't tell because of the lights. It's a lot gray.
Yeah. I like it. I dig it.
Rich Dow, you son of a bitch. I was gonna say a couple weeks ago that I'm starting to look like fucking Al from Tool Time. Here it is, Rich Dow. B-Show looks like
he's in way better shape than Al from Tool Time. There's no doubt. And he's like way bigger. He's a big Rich Dow. B-Show's a big motherfucker. Like he's an earth mover motherfucker. He's not small cat. He's a big dude. Let's plug our boys. Let's plug over our people here, our good pals, like Deathmatch Outlaws, like the Drew Yari Experience, like Rich Dow's podcast, Cassette Classics 86 on YouTube, the Down Under Thundercast, Don Tony, and Kevin Castle. And, of course, shout out to everybody over at Wrestling Soup, Necromaniacs podcast. They dropped a banger tonight, people. Necromaniacs did a retrospective of Creature of the Black Lagoon. One of my favorite Universal movies of all time. My number one Universal movie of all time. The classic monsters, of course. So you want to check them out. The Inhuman Experience podcast, Mojo and Dirk's Most Dastardly Show. The Garden of Doom. We have the old guy Metal Cast. And, of course, our good friend, Mr. Anderson's clothing company, funkbetty.com. MJW Games, Cherry Jesus on YouTube, and his band Kaiser. Red River Podcast. That's our good friend Sam Hoyos and his band Playing Dead. And, of course, we have the Bayou Geeks. That's Fate316. Shah was on his show last week. The High Marks Podcast, the Midnight Mass Creature Cast, the Weekly Detour with Anthony, Alston, and Teddy. Of course, the Guns and Geeks Podcast. Shah, anything on the Planet Mondo channel this week?
Unfortunately not, man. Just check out the back catalog. I have a bunch of stuff you can check out that, doesn't matter when you watch it necessarily. It's always going to be relevant. So got some movie reviews, got a top 50 disturbing movies list that you can check out. So go check that out.
Of course. And, of course, they need to hit that subscribe button on Planet Mondo. B-Show Brian, you just dropped something this week about the Long of the Legs.
I did. I dropped my Longlegs reaction. I gave I don't want to say minor spoilers, but I didn't go too in-depth. Talked about quite a bit of it here today, but there's some more stuff to check out, bshowbrian.com. And I'm also working on some stuff with like Tourist Trap and House of Wax. So
Tourist Trap, by the way, that was a PG movie. Do you guys know Tourist Trap was PG? Isn't that fun? Shah, isn't that crazy? PG Tourist Trap.
I was actually going to rewatch that the other night. One of the only movies I like from Blue Moon. Blue Moon is terrible.
You're not a Blue Moon guy? Oh, yeah, I appreciate it.
Hell no, dude. Blue Moon is terrible.
They're not great.
Gingerbread Man and the Bong Killer.
Yeah, I appreciate some of them. But Tourist Trap, I love. I turned B-Show, did I turn you on Tourist Trap?
Either you or Mike did, yeah. But I'll give credit to you.
My brother. My whole family's huge. My brother Kevin loves Tourist Trap too. We would talk about Tourist Trap. We could do Mike, and Kevin could do a 4-hour podcast about Tourist Trap. Because we saw it as little kids on TV, and they didn't edit. They only edited like titties and cursing. They didn't care about violence in like the late 70s, early 80s. So titties and cursing, no. Violence was like, fucking show all the violence. It's totally fine. But please subscribe to us on YouTube. And, of course, whatchamacallit, we appreciate all you guys for hanging out with this week. Had a fun week with you guys. I hope you guys have a great week. We'll see you next week. Peace.